sunshine to the morning light. Sister MJ brings the truth so bright. Health and nature in every sound. Feel the rhythm, let's get unbound. From a higher we get our power. Every herb, every healing flower. Sister MJ shows the way. Naturally living every day, naturally you, naturally free, naturally living as God meant to be. Breathe the air that's fresh and pure. Nature's bounty is the cure. Sister MJ shows what's real in every word and every meal. From the mountains to the sea, every breath is harmony. Feel the beat and feel alive. With Sister MJ we thrive. Grains and fruits in every bite. Feel the energy, feel the light. Harmony in every part. Naturally you, with all your heart.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. It's been so long. Shalom, shalom. Good evening, everyone. How are you? How are you? Sister Dawn, how are you, dear? Sister Monique. Arapika, how are you? Welcome everyone. It's been a while, huh? A couple of weeks since we've met, and I'm sure you all have missed me as I've missed you all. And hopefully all is well. You know, the world is still going crazy, but we're the sane ones. It's okay. We know how it is. I hope everyone has had a wonderful month so far. The year is quickly running down, so we've got to catch up with it. Well, you know, our year ends in February. I'm telling a gal at work today that October is 8. So why is that the 10th month? And then I told her, well, and then December is 10. So why is that the 12th month? You know what she told me? She said, I never thought about that. And I said, well, honey, think about it. I said, they've lied about everything. And then I put my hands up because I didn't want to go there. It's like talking politics, you know? Anyhow, yeah, it's amazing. Well, welcome, Baraka, 1445. That sounds like your street address, is it? Yeah, Sister Dawn, I can't wait to see you. Most High willing, on Sabbath. Looking forward to that more than you all know. Sometimes we just need to be around those who just lift us up and bring us more joy. I mean, I'm already more joy, but you know, being around you all gives me more joy. Tonight, well, last time we spoke, what did we talk about? It's been so long. Anybody remember? Annette Black. Shalom, dear. Anyone remember what we spoke about last? Let's see. Ah, I'm not even sure. But anyway, if you go in the notes, you'll find it. I'll find it too, I guess. But tonight, I want to talk to you about something that's just really creeping up. And you all know we're at war, right? We were born into a war. And there is weather warfare, there are chemtrails, there are a lot of toxins being emitted from the government, the manufacturing companies, and all that. They finding ways to get rid of the toxic chemicals, and unfortunately, it affects us. Unfortunately, it affects us. So tonight, we're going to talk about how we are being assaulted, and I'm big about our skin because we have to love the skin we're in. Many of us forget about that skin we're in, and it's important because it's what holds up our entire body. We have our musculoskeletal system, but most importantly, we have that skin that was put on us. And if you remember in Genesis, when Adam and Eve figured out realized they were naked, the Most High put a cloak of skin on them. And to me, that was so profound because our skin is something we need to love and we need to embrace. Some of us just, we throw a bunch of makeup on it and don't even think about how beautiful it should be. We put toxic products on it and we don't think about how naturally it should be. So here at Naturally You, we put nature's ingredients on our skin. And like my skin today, I put on my body butter, to nourish my skin and make it soft because I don't want gnarly skin or, that leathery skin. Not at my young age. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Anyhow, but we are being attacked. We're being assaulted in the air. And this week I got a chat, I got a text from a friend, and she was sharing with me what's going on where she is in Barbados. And of course, Barbados is close to my home, which is Trinidad and Tobago. And I thought, you know what? This is newsworthy. This is current events because we need to understand how something that minute is affecting our skin, our largest organ. So come with me on this journey tonight. We're going to learn a whole lot of stuff. We are going to probably reiterate on some things that we've already talked about. But it's like, just rewind and relearn. Remember you had to relearn or unlearn and then learn again? We need to learn again. We need to understand how serious this attack is. And with that, let's get started. Yes, Arapica. Oh, you're from Barbados. I love Barbados. Those white beaches. I have a dear friend there, and she lives near the ocean, lots of fruit trees and whatnot. And my sister moved there for a year, and I connected them, and just a beautiful soul. I wouldn't mind going there either. One day. Shalom, Sister Kim, Katie Naturals. How are you, my dear? All right, let's get started. Your mom told me that. I can't wait. I'm excited for you all to go home, Arapika, and see your grandmother. And let's look at what's going on in the air. Now, you remember when we had our first show, which was Return to Eden, we talked about the chemtrails, and I had this app that it shows you all the stuff in the sky that we don't see, all the satellites and whatnot, and the cell towers and all that. And I want you all to remember that and just understand that this is being done to us all the time. Recently, I came out and oh my gosh, the sky was just full of chemtrails. And I thought, Father, what is going on here? So let's dive in and see what they're doing to us. And this is the assault by air. By air. You are being assaulted. Every one of you. Whether you're inside or outside, it's still happening. And because we have our skin, which has the pores that uptakes everything that we put on it, you're still digesting it. And that is going to cause some kind of disease. Some kind of disease. See that chemtrail there? Yeah, and the thing is, these are planes doing it. They pay these guys thousands of dollars to do it. And if you go and ask AI, which means a lie or artificial interference, they will tell you, oh, it's just a conspiracy theory. But we know it's more than that. We absolutely know it's more than that. Now, remember when we talked about what goes on in the sky, or no, not the sky, but how there's this wood that is created in a lab called a pathogen. Back in 2020, when we had what is it called? The C-19. And there was stuff in the sprayed, something going on in the air. People were told that they needed to take some kind of remedy so they won't get it. Anyhow, this was about just keeping us under control, I would say. Making it one of the things to just control us. And when we take a look at that pathogen, it tells us that it is some kind of, there's a definition for it. I want to make sure we get that definition right. Because the pathogen, it could be a virus, a fungus, a parasite, or what's the last one? A virus, a bacteria, a fungus, or a parasite, yes, that can cause diseases in humans. And since we are considered the human genome, it's important that we understand just how they're doing it. Of course, it's diseases like CV-19, Ebola, HIV, all of that are referred to infectious agents or germs, right? And pathogens, these are all lab created, mind you. Our bacteria, a fungi you might get from the plant, but the parasites and the viruses, to me, lab created. And when it's lab created, that means they have studied us so well. It's like the art of war. If you are going to go to war with someone, you have to know your enemy. And what they've done, they've studied how to get to us. They've done it with our food supply. GMO, anyone? Gross me out. Then we also have our skin with all the products they're putting on our skin, the aluminum, the metals in our deodorant, what they're putting in our toothpaste, the chemicals they're putting in our hair dyes, the things they're putting in the shampoo that we put on our skin, the soaps we're using, all of that. And what about the tattoo ink? that many people put on their skin, they never think about the toxicity and how it affects us. And it's something we need to think about because this is where the quiet
Once again,
war
this
is
afternoon
really
we raise the
waged
alert
on
that
us,
Barbados has
is
been
on our
overflown by
skin. Here's here we are about to give you a little clip of what happened in Barbados this week.
good afternoon to
Let's
Barbados
play
and the
it.
Eastern Caribbean. Once again, this afternoon we raise the alert that Barbados has been overflown by a commercial aircraft that has dispersed a chemtrail over the island. This aircraft is a British Airways Boeing 777 that departed London Gatwick and is about to land at Port of Spain International Airport in Trinidad. At approximately 5:34 p.m. this afternoon, the aircraft transited over Barbados on its way to Trinidad and laid down a 46-mile long chemtrail that is currently being dispersed. And we have to remember that today, following a
46
similar
miles.
activity last week where two aircraft overflew Barbados, resulting in a massive rainstorm on Sunday, we now have to ask ourselves the question: was this the reason that a flood watch was put on Barbados from today, possibly leading into tomorrow, with the dismissal of schools early today? This is proof that the meteorological department actually does know what is going on, and that Barbados is being subjected to chemtrailing, silver iodide crystals, as well as barium salts, titanium dioxide, and a number of other bacterium that are added as the ingredients to these chemtrails. And I will provide a list as part of this broadcast of exactly what is in these chemtrails. I need the public of Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean to understand one thing very clearly. We in the Caribbean region are
Okay.
under assault by weather modification and chemical warfare in order to reinforce the ridiculous hoax and criminal narrative of climate change or a climate crisis. Yesterday, following the massive rainstorm that we had and the loss of one life, the Prime Minister walks around in Barbados telling everybody that, oh, this is what we've been talking about and the intensity and this and that and the other, simply because she has to parrot the narrative of climate change and climate crisis to reinforce the COP30 conference that is currently happening in Belém in Brazil, about to end in 2 days' time. At the end of the day, the public needs to understand one thing very clearly: there is no climate change, never has, never will be. However, what there is climate modification and climate manipulation, which is modification of the weather over a specific geographical area, such as the creation of hurricanes, the creation of tornadoes, the creation of heavy rainfall to cause flooding.
Melissa,
And this is done using commercial aircraft with additives in the fuel. I will provide the links to prove what I am saying. Have a good evening.
all right. I hope you all could hear that. And Shalom, Ark, Darcel, Sister Tracy. So you heard that announcement, and I was horrified by the ingredient list and what it does to our body, our temple. And that is what I wanted to make sure we are taking a look at because we can't sleep on this. You can be outside for 30 minutes and you come in, and next thing you in bed for weeks. And you don't know why. You don't make that connection. And we've got to make that connection. That is critical for us. So let's dive into what is it? What are these ingredients? And how does it affect our temple, our body, our skin, so that we know how to react to it? We're in a critical time. You saw what happened with Melissa. in Jamaica. You've seen what happened in Maui. You've seen there's the Philippines, there are earthquakes erupting. Excuse me, volcanoes erupting and earthquakes happening. And it's time for us to make sure we are protecting ourselves in some way, because there's going to come a time where we can't run to the store to get it. So we need to make sure we have what we need, or at least have some idea how to respond to it. And I have a few items here I'm going to share with you all, because we're not going to just talk about it without coming up with remedies and what to do. I have been fervent with you all about the importance of iodine. And iodine is so critical because it oxygenates the body. It's going to help us to breathe better, to endure. So if you are not up on your iodine, I don't know what else to tell you. Get it, and get it now, because it may be one of these items that saves you when you can't get to a respirator or anything, but this will do and helping you to breathe better. All right. Shalom, Sister Ebony. Shea Butter. Shalom, Malak. Did I say shalom to you, Sister Tracy? I think I did. Anyway, I don't want to forget about you all, because you all are my contributing audience who talk to me instead of just sitting silently by. All right, so let's go take a deeper dive into the ingredients now. Now, some of these I may not pronounce it right, but you can snap a shot of it and go look it up and see what it does to the body. I'm just going to give you a little snippet, because time and me, we are not very good friends. I'm always running out of that, right? Okay, we will first go to the first ingredient. The first ingredient is, let me see my slide. The list of the 10 items that are in the chemtrail that they sprayed over Barbados and Trinidad. Let's see if we can have that list. Okay, here we go. All right, so this was the current ingredients that we found. Number 1, Pseudomonas aeruginosa, which is a bacteria that attacks the lungs. Again, the lungs. We don't think about the lungs, but it's something that it's critical to our well-being and our health, especially with pneumonia and the bacteria and all the stuff going on. And we know inflammation is the cause of all of it. Let's go back to my list, please. Then we had the number 2, Pseudomonas fluorescens. It's a bacteria that causes blood and respiratory infections. We have Serratii marcescens, which is a bacteria that causes pneumonia, encephalitis, and heart inflammation. And the list goes on and on. There are 10 items they put in there. That is like a Mai Tai cocktail, which is not good for you. I mean, well, that is a healthy one. This one is not. But we're going to go through each one of these and see how it's going to affect you and what to look for. Again, it may not happen the day of. You can come up with it 2 or 3 days down the road. If you're somebody who suffers from asthma or any type of respiratory issue, be on the lookout and make sure you have your guard up, because you don't want to catch any of this. If you can avoid it, please do. I would suggest a mask of some type, preferably a linen one, because the high frequency will protect you better. And just make sure you're eating healthy, you're putting the right foods in your body, and you are getting enough rest, because the health cocktail Rest has a lot to do with it. If you notice here, it's bam, 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 bacteria, 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 fungus, yeast. I mean, one thing upon another. So we want to make sure we have something to prevent against it. Okay, let's move on to what Mycoplasma incognitus, which is part of, oh, that's number 4. Okay, which it acts as a parasite and it gains most of its nutrients from its host. And guess who's the host? Once it gets on your skin and gets in, you are the host because it's a very small genome. That means it's consistent of only the genes that are essential for life. So that's all it loves is humans. And if it's making you the host, and we've talked about parasites and how it affects us. And my theory, and this is, ooh, Sister Dawn, you are absolutely right. A death cocktail. That's exactly what it is. And my theory is when Satan was relegated to crawl on his belly as a snake, a serpent, he, being who he is, not a creator but an imitator, he created all these parasites and found ways to get it into our bodies, whether it's from our food, whether it's from the soil, whether it's on our skin from the air, or from the fish or the meats, the pig, the seafood. A lot of those bottom feeders, they carry parasites that could easily get into our system. And they're very smart. They find a nice little warm spot where they can populate with millions of cells, not cells, of babies, eggs. And once that happens, it causes a reaction. The reaction to us, we have cravings, we have sugar addictions, we have yeast overgrowth, funguses, all about in our body. And when this goes on, we have inflammation in the body. What happens? It comes out on the skin because our liver, our pancreas, our lungs, the heart, some of the brain, the areas of the brain all get inflamed and we have diseases. And what do we do with those? We run to the doctor, the white coats, and they say, oh, we have a name for this. Let me look it up. First of all, they ask you what is the reason you came to see them. And that way they can go to their AI computer, type in the words, and then give you a prescription. And that prescription is synthetic drugs to your living body. So we want to do the Most High's way, which He gave us the herbs of the field. And we are going to unravel their death cocktail. All right. So moving on here, we have, let's see, what do we have next? We have the respiratory infections. I want you to see what some of this looks like because I want you to see what a healthy lung looks like and then a not so healthy lung looks like. So this is the Mycobacterium tuberculosis. These are all different types that are attacking the lungs. Look at that healthy lung in the lower bottom, the lower left. And then you see how that lung in the middle there is inflamed. And then you see all the way to the right, how it shows up on your skin, your largest organ. So what they're spraying in the air comes into your lungs, like these various bacterium you see in here, and then it shows up on your skin like that. Horrible. Our health is our wealth. Without it, we are slowly dying. And we're here to live. We were born to live for eternity. And there was something that happened. A little fruit got eaten, a lie was told, and you know the story. All right. Then let's move on, because it's not just it's the lungs, and the lungs may be a cough, a pneumonia, and all that, but because it goes into the bloodstream, it's going to eventually come out on our skin. Now this is Pseudomonas fluorescens bacteria. It causes a blood and respiratory infection, but look at what it's doing to the skin. That almost looks like, when you have like chicken pox. How many people can get a rash and not think anything of it, and it's something based on what happened to what was sprayed on your skin, got into your lungs, and this is the result? We need to connect the dots. We need to connect the dots. You used to get that, Malak? Really? Wow. How did you get rid of it? That's interesting. Okay, so here's the thing. When you look these up, when the first thing I did, I went and looked up all of these to see what it was. And of course, it's the same thing. It's a pathogen. It is inflammation is part of the cocktail. And that's a good point, Malak, because that's what I want to get to, how we are going to correct it on our end, because the one thing we all have in common, we bleed red, and that's our blood. And we've got to clean that blood. If we clean that blood, it's easier to heal from all of this, because that blood is what it takes. I think it's 6 months, 6 months, 180 days to regenerate all your blood cells. And by doing that, and yes, praying is the main thing. To me, we always start off with prayer because Christ came to heal. And by doing that and being in alignment with him, and the cycle begins. We eating right, none of the GMO foods. We eating from nature in season. It's going to help us heal quicker. Okay, and then as we go on, the other items, there were 10. We've only talked about what, 2 or 3? Shalom, Sister Nina Cook. What is NI8IX? Huh. Okay, now here's another one. Serratia marcescens. That is the bacteria that causes pneumonia. Encephalitis, that's when you swell up, like that's what you see in here. And of course, it affects the heart. And the inflammation of the heart is another thing that, again, this is MJ's thoughts, right? When these parasites get into our body, they are trying to take our air out. They're trying to kill us. And anything that is inflamed without proper care. And the thing that stood out to me on all of these, when you take a lot of antibiotics, your body gets resistant to it. That was a common thread with all of these. It's easy to have these what's the word I'm looking for? When they just the thought just left my head. Anyway, when they give you all these steroids or they give you these antibiotics, your body gets resistant to it. And when it's resistant, you can take it, but it's not doing anything for you. And that's why we have to get back to what nature gives us to revitalize our insides, starting with the blood, starting with the cells, and our sleep cycle, and the energy we get from the foods to heal our body and get us back on the other side of health, because we can be healthy or we can be sick. And society today deals with sickness, and we dealing with health. Because if you look at health, heal thy healthy self. And that's what we do. We all about self-care. All right. And I've got to tell you, I need to call this company and tell them I want to do a commercial for them, because castor oil, hexane-free castor oil, is amazing. And you might say, well, why in the world would she talk about castor oil when we're talking about disease and bacteria and all these things that are affecting us, especially the parasites? Well, guess what? The parasites don't like this. And guess what? When your body is resistant to the antibiotics and everything, this goes in deep and it starts rebuilding from the inside out. So those skin issues you saw on the slides, those will disappear with this because of the rinsolytic acid in it. So the Most High knew what he was doing. He knew we would have such a time as we're currently in. And he knew we needed things like this to get us through. So if you have a self-care cabinet, please do not forget this vital, vital item. And if you notice, mine is 32 ounces. 32 ounces. That means 4 cups is in this bottle of castor oil. And you don't want to know what all I use it for. But again, parasites don't like that. And the reason being because the parasites like to claw into your lining of your vessels, and that makes it smooth so it cannot hook into you. And that's what we want. We want to evict them from our bodies. Okay. And now let's keep going, because I have several more I need to reiterate on for you. And don't forget, we have the elderly. And the elderly, it's easier. They're more susceptible to this type of thing. So with the antibiotic resistant bacteria and all, because with the elderly, we love to run them to the white coats and get them a prescription, but we have to understand what it's doing for them. We want to make sure that they have a good diet, they're hydrated, they are sleeping well. A lot of the elderly are taking some form of some aid or melatonin to help them sleep. We want it to be where they can do it without help in nature. We want to make sure their vitamin D3 levels are up. We want to make sure their vitamin C levels are up. We want to make sure their zinc levels are up. And A good way to gauge whether your zinc levels are up. Are you craving anything? Do you crave food? Do you crave sweets? Do you crave chips? One thing I notice, and this is coming from a sugarholic, many years as a sugarholic, and I paid for it. But when your zinc levels are up, you don't have cravings anymore. That sugar, it goes away. You may want to have something, or you may replace it with fruits. But that fake sugar from the white sugar and those sucroses and the ingredients, if you read the ingredients on the items you love so much, it's sugar, which is legal cocaine, in my humble opinion. In my humble opinion. Now, don't get me wrong, I still eat sugar, but I control the amount of sugar I put in my body. And next we have Mycoplasma fermented incognitus, which is again a pathogen. And this, for those of you who are in the military, now, this is my diagnosis or conclusion of the military. The military is a breeding ground for the drug industry. My opinion. And I say that because I love people. And the military people, I mean, the veterans, they're dear to my heart because they come back, they go and they fight for you, they come back and they just have PTSD and all these issues, and they're not treated right. They are not treated right. Yes, Arapika, they were guinea pigs, human guinea pigs, and it burns me up. It literally burns me up. But they've used them, and then you suffer. They suffer, and when you know you did it deliberately, and you are giving them something that doesn't work, it just hurts your heart. I had this friend. He was so cool. He had a moped. He was 80 something years old, and he drove around in Georgia on his little moped. And I would visit him and talk to him, and we would talk about his time in the military. And it was terrible. And they're so patriotic. They're so patriotic. And he ended up, of course, dying. But when he went to the hospital for the VA for care, it was just a cycle, a sick cycle. And it's sad to say, but I'm hoping they're going to do better. But it's up to us. It's up to us to teach ourselves and learn from what's out there, because the the war is real. The war is real, and we have to protect ourselves. We have to protect ourselves. And let's go on to the other slides because I'm running out of time. And by the way, next week, Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving, Thursday, we are going to be talking about a new topic. Hopefully, it'll probably take us 3 weeks, 3 weeks to get through it, but I think it'll be good information that you all can use and apply it to your lives to help enhance it. Okay. Now we know what a pathogen is. We all have them in us. If you think you don't have parasites, please wake up. Way to know if you have parasites again are the cravings, and also if you have anal itching, if you bite in your fingernails, if you've got a lot of yeast in your or dandruff on your hair, eczema, all of that. More than likely it's parasite. Any of the cancers, know that any of the cancers, what they're finding out when they open up the organs, is full of parasites. And if we want to get rid of those parasites, we've got to evict them. There's a protocol that we need to talk about, and we will. And it's time to keep on. It's a cycle that has to continue because we don't know when it's coming into our body, but we have to be on some kind of maintenance schedule to keep up with it. Let's see. All right, so other fungi, types of fungi. Now, the streptomyces, that is a negative fungi. There are some positive fungi, which is in the mushroom family, right? And we know we've got the king of mushroom, chaga, the queen of mushroom, reishi. We've got lion's mane. We've got uh, shiitake and all those other mushrooms, which are good for you, very healing. They actually are good to bring your body back to homeostasis when it's in a stress state. It brings you back to a more healthy posture. And the next slide, we have all the types of yeast. Now, okay, yeast. I used to be a sugarholic, so I know all about yeast, okay? It attacks our skin, our tongue. It attacks the women, male and men too. We have yeast in the women, the vagina, men, your organ. Don't think that you can't have it. If you are drinking alcohol a lot, if you drink wine a lot, if you shake someone's hand and it's clammy, it's kind of wet, they have a yeast overgrowth, an invasion going on. And if you have, let's see, eczema, candida, they have different names. They call it yeast, candida, overgrowth, all of it is the same thing. Brain fog, yeast, overgrowth. If you have toenail fungus, yeast overgrowth. As women, we already have yeast. But if you have a partner you're interacting with, husband or however you want to call it, and you are not using protection of any kind, you might not be drinking or eating a whole lot of pasta, bread, and sugar, and all those things. However, you're getting all that yeast injected into you. So it's important that you take care of it, because what's going to happen, it's going to start breaking down your bones, that cartilage. In the mouth, it's thrush, or you have that tongue that's heavily coated, and you need a tongue scraper to clean it out. And also, what's going on in that tongue is a reflection of what's going on in the gut. And if the gut has all that going on, we have an autoimmune state where your body is turning on you. All of this is the various types of yeast. Oh, dermatitis, yes, ma'am. Yeast. It's all yeast, skin related yeast. Yes. But there's a way to get around that. And it's probably time for me to start about what nature has for us. Oh, Monique, that's such a cute picture. All right, let's talk about what nature has for us. with these last few minutes I have here? Well, I love what nature gave us, and this is NAC. It's a supplement, but it comes from a natural source, and this is excellent in getting the inflammation out of the body. Now, understand with yeast, candida, and if you have your fingernails and your toenails are very soft, you have wet, clammy feet, yeast overgrowth, right? You want to get rid of that. This is going to get rid of inflammation. The yeast, we're going to use, you can use your castor oil. You can use oil of oregano. You can use apple cider vinegar, foot bath. All of this you can help to get rid of the yeast. One thing I love that many people sleep on, and that is chia seed. Now, chia seed is awesome. This is ground chia seed. Now, what this is, it's high in minerals. And as you know, minerals is the foundation of everything. If we don't do anything else, get your minerals get your minerals right, and a lot of this stuff goes away. The hormone imbalance, the yeast, the inflammation, all of it. And chia seed is excellent for that. And the Aztecs used this as currency when they went to war. This was their currency they used with that they took with them. It fed them, and they can use it to barter. And it swells up in your water. It's gelatinous. But if you put it in water at night and then in the morning, shake it up and drink it throughout the day, you will be amazed over time. You know how you have people with these dark lines on their fingernails? It will go away. And their toenails, or they opaque looking, it will go away. This has a powerful food. It has minerals, it has vitamins, and it has um, it has it's a complete food actually. And I believe everyone needs to. This is in my bug out bag. That's how much I feel. That's how I feel about it. It's in my bug out bag. All right. Then we also have the lungs. You know, this is a remedy from our grandparents, Vicks Vapor Rub. Because anytime anything's happening with the lungs, you put this at night. I put this in each nostril because I want to breathe easy while I'm sleeping. I don't want my nasal passages clogged up. And if you have dry air in the room and people get nosebleed, all you need is this. Or if you have your lungs are congested and you're full of mucus and all whatnot, you boil some hot water, put it in a pot, put a teaspoon of this in, and get a towel and just breathe over, and it will just pull that junk out. Inflammation, mucus. Then, of course, don't forget we need iodine. Now, this iodine is different. It's a nascent iodine, but it has an oil in it, and it's called detoxidine. It detoxes you while it's building up your body with the iodine that you need, so that your body's oxygenated, your cells can breathe and breathe easily. And of course, here's another great one: mullein leaf. Mullein you can grow in your uh, container, on your porch or on your deck or in the yard, and it's a great tea. It does amazing work on the lungs. There's also parsley leaf. Excellent, excellent for the body. Um, the lungs, respiratory. All these are respiratory. And when I say I love the red because we all bleed red, right? And this is mangista and this is beetroot powder. If any of you have high blood pressure, anything going on with the blood, we've got to start at the baseline. We're going to clean the blood first, right? We've got our beetroot powder, our mangista, and the beetroot powder. The beauty of what the Most High gave us, the beauty of what the Most High gave us is you can put this in. I put it in my coffee, I put it in my tea, you can put it in your smoothie. It's not just helping your blood, it gives you beautiful skin, it helps with the liver, the toxicity there. It just works. And some people say, oh, they don't like the powder. Okay, get the pill. There's a capsule somewhere. Getting that blood pressure down. Beetroot powder. This is organic beetroots. Excellent for getting that blood pressure down. Not only is it getting the blood pressure down, anything red is helping the heart, any heart issues you may have. And, oh, Sister Monique, what did you say? The taste of iodine. Oh, I do it in a shot glass and I chase it with a juice. That's all. And I don't taste it. You maybe if you tasting it, you probably have something you need to work on your gut health, so that you're absorbing what you're eating instead of you're not absorbing it. Because once we get that gut lining cleaned out and all the mucoid plaque out, you're able to absorb the nutrients from the foods you're eating. All right, then we also have comfrey leaf, excellent as well. Some of these might be hard to find, but I would say I love these. Excuse me, Sister Vanita's. She does all the herbal teas and elixirs and whatnot. Please talk to her if you want to get some of these that you can't find. Also, you can go to um, Mountain Rose Herbs. It's all organic, and you can get a lot of your herbs there. And with all this, we have our nerves are on edge. You've got some people dealing with anxiety and stress, tension. There's a wonderful tonic called Nerve Restore. And when you're feeling like, out of whack and you just need to come back, Nerve Restore is excellent. This is by Desert Tortoise Botanicals. Excellent, excellent. I'm out, and they do have it in a bigger bottle, but I've been going through the last 2 months, very stressful, and this was saving grace. So if you know anybody who's really stressed, please, something like this is excellent for them as a resource. And tinctures I love because it's liquid. You can your body takes it in better because it's a liquid. It goes to the bloodstream quicker instead of breaking down as a powder would. Let's see, what else do I have here for you? Oh, nettle leaf. Nettle leaf is excellent. It's one of these that if you can drink this every day, you're just in a better state of health. So if you can, keep this in your wellness cabinet or wherever your herbs are. It's excellent for that. And I am running out of time as usual, but please understand we need to detoxify if we can. NAC is used for that as well, and it also helps you absorb your food better. Oh yes, nettle leaf tincture. Absolutely. I have nettle seed tincture. Excellent, excellent. But please remember, our the attack is real. The war is real. Our skin is being attacked, not just our food supply, not just our brain, not just the whole AI and all the EMFs. It's all, it's everything. And we just have to be aware. We just have to make sure we are on our defense, because we want to make sure that we are prepared for whatever comes our way. And if you know your enemy, you know what he's about, you know what he's bringing, you know how to defend yourself. You know, in basketball, defense, yeah, you've got to protect yourself. And with that, I look forward to seeing you all next week. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. We are back. And have a great rest of your week and happy feast. We have a feast this Sabbath. It's the Feast of Dedication or Feast of Lights. And I will see you then. So until then, Shalom, which means peace and blessings to you. Take care.
Rise and shine to the morning light. Sister MJ brings the truth so bright. Health and nature in every sound. Feel the rhythm, let's get unbound.
Night. Oh, shit.
From a higher we
My
get
sister.
our power. Every herb, every healing flower. Sister MJ shows the way. Naturally living every day. Naturally you. Naturally free. Naturally
Thank you.
living.
Mwah. Much love.
God meant to be. Breathe the air that's fresh and pure. Nature's bounty is
Protect
the
your
cure.
lungs. Protect your lungs.
Sister MJ shows what's real in every word and every meal. From the mountains to the sea, every breath is harmony. Feel the beat and feel alive. With Sister MJ we
Mwah.
thrive. Grains and fruits in every